Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a long time since I've done an after show or an interview. We are doing an interview today for Playboys season 3 on Now That's TV, and we have a special guest. We got Khalil with us. Khalil, why don't
Hey,
you introduce yourself?
hey guys, it's Khalil from Playboys season 3 Miami. I'm also just, Khalil, y'all know I'm a stylist. I am a media maven. You may have seen me, online saying my opinions about certain things. It's me. That's so Khalil.
How did your obsession with no, I don't necessarily want to say obsession, but your love for Nicki Minaj come about?
Well, like I've been loving Nicki. Like I grew up on Nicki. Like that. I'm from Queens, New York. Nicki's from Queens, New York. So in like 2008, 2007, 2009, there was a big Nicki surge in my city. So I just always loved her. Like I've always loved Nicki. I've always loved her music and just what she represents. And then like I've always been a Barb, and I've always just had a big presence within the Barb community, just for advocating and being myself.
Okay, so let's get into the whole Now That's TV and you coming on this network.
Oh,
So I want to know what made you even try out for Playboy season 3 and how did you come about approaching the network to be a part of it?
I've been watching Now That's TV. I've watched Now That's TV since my first show that I seen on there. Obviously, South Central Baddies season 3 was very viral, so I've seen a lot of the clips, but I didn't watch the network. I started watching the full, like my first full show was Young and Reckless 1. So I watched Now That's TV since Young and Reckless 1, Young and Reckless 2, Young and Reckless 3. I've
Right.
watched, a couple of shows on the network, and I always felt like, like I never wanted to do reality TV, period, because I always felt like reality TV was just a lot. So I just was like, eh. But what really was the cherry on top for me was the situation that happened with Ivori. When the situation happened, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, if this situation happened and it's like it just looked, everything was lining up to go on the show, and basically face whatever there was for me.
Right.
The whole storyline is what made me just be like, oh, like this is interesting. Like, okay, this is actually something. Like, this is not just going on the TV just fighting. Like, okay, this is actually a build up. This is actually a story. Like, okay, I can get down with this. So I was like, I'm gonna do it. And me and Isaiah spoke, and Isaiah was like, you can be on Playboys. It didn't start yet. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it. And it went from there.
Okay. And I definitely want to get to that situation, and we will, because it's the main storyline of episode 1. So we will get there. But I did want to ask this just because you and I were kind of speaking before we even started recording, and we were talking a little bit about the edits and how the show is edited and what inspired that. So what are your favorite shows that you used to watch reality TV wise back on cable before streaming services were even a thing?
Well, obviously, Bagger like we were talking about Bagger Club. Bagger Club is very impactful. I think on me and everybody that does these shows, like like Bagger Club is was big for me. Like before I was a Nicki stan, I was BGC stan. Like I've always been a BGC stan. I love BGC, and I like I love Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and I like Jersey Shore a lot. Like I liked a lot of the shows where you live together and you like have to do the social experiment, like Real World and
Yeah.
the challenges and stuff like that. Like I've always loved those kind of reality shows, and that's why I'm like watching this is so trippy to me because it's like the edits give BGC like everything, the rollout give BGC everything is be giving me like nostalgic feels. I'm like, oh my god, I'm on TV now.
Now, did you ever think that, like, if you were to do a show like that, if you were to be on an actual cable TV show where it's a social experiment and you're in a house for, 3 months at a time, because that's how long they film for or used to film for, do you think that that is something that you would be able to survive mentally?
I definitely think so. I think so. I mean, the beauty of doing now as TV shows for me is that you get that insane experience
Mhm.
chopped down into like a week.
Right.
And I feel like that is good and bad because it's like we're going through 3 months of stuff in
Mhm.
1 week,
Right.
So for me, it's like if I can go through a week of not as TV, yeah, I can go through 3 months of it spread out because it's like on not as TV, it's all of it like coming at you full fledged first day until the end, you know.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the main topic of discussion. Tell us from beginning to end, but somewhat concise if possible, what happened with Ivory, why you were even there that night, how everything took place. And this is for people that obviously have no idea what really happened and just heard like the small version
Right.
on Playboys.
For the 1000th time. But I will go in depth for my 1000th time
Yeah.
into saying something. I mean, I also want to just say, like, after a while, when you're explaining yourself over and over, and then it's like it gets to a point where sometimes you start to just be like, you
Yeah.
know, like
Right.
I'm explaining it because I understand that this is the network I came on and her presence on the network, and I explained it on the show more than once.
Hmm.
Explained it post show, and I'm explaining it now.
Hmm.
Basically, to summarize it all up, was that my friend Stunner Girl had an issue with Ivory. They had a very known issue. They were due to be filming the same TV show together, and they had an issue. I was in the same city. I was in Atlanta. I got flown out to do work. I work with Stunner Girl as well. I was styling her for things that we had upcoming on Baddies and Beyond. And yeah, she was saying that she was gonna go to a club that Ivory was at, and she wanted to, run into her and have that situation. We were gonna go out. We were going out to like a spot, like a bar in Atlanta. And when we got there, I guess Ivory wasn't there, so then we ended up going to another location. And I guess that these locations were the locations that she was going to look for her when they DM'd each other and had a whole thing to where they knew that each other was going to be there. They met up at the hotel lobby. They started fighting. The girls that was with us jumped in that fight as well. And that's just a bit. I was there. I was recording the fight. I was like, like, oh, yo, get her. No, don't worry about the hair. And holding the phone, recording the fight. It's that simple. I did not jump her. I did not hit her. I did not touch her. I feel like, those things that she came to the internet saying
Right.
is what led everyone to start doing the dog pile.
Mhm.
And for me at first, I really didn't care because I'm like, oh, these are just nut ass TV people. To be honest, that's how I initially felt. Like,
Yeah.
these are not TV people. I really don't give a fuck what they're saying about me touching this girl or not touching her because what the fuck is like, I don't care. But it became a thing where boys from the network started then saying my name and making it seem like they were gonna get me, and it was going viral on TikTok and Twitter,
Mhm.
and it was getting traction of people like Landon and people saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you for Ivory," and I'm not no Mark, so I'm like, "Oh wait, I didn't know that it was smoke. Because if it's smoke, we can do that. So since can't nobody get to me because I'm the untainable, I'll come to you guys." And that's what I did. I came to them. I delivered myself on a silver platter because I'm like, wait, I know we're not making it seem like, oh, this person's gonna get me or that person's gonna get me. I didn't jump her, but I understand street logic. You feel me? I was there, and I'm a boy, and y'all are boys. So if y'all feel like y'all want to get that, that's cool. I'll come get that. What's the problem? So that's why I came.
Hey, shit, I respected. That's something that I know I wouldn't do, but good for you. Now when it comes, I don't want to say the other network's name because I don't want to have any legal issues or anything, but we know who the other network is now. I'm assuming because they do have a bigger platform and the audience majority is a lot younger from both of these networks. I think like in their early 20s,
Or even teens.
some
A
people
lot
are
of boys
just like
watch that as TV.
some people are just like really weird and take this reality TV shit very seriously when they shouldn't as a viewer. So because you're saying that, like some cast members from Playboys were saying they were going to get you, did you have any audience members that like from whether it's the other network or now that's TV that are fans and were like messaging you saying like threatening you?
Um, no.
Okay.
Like, no, I don't have no issue. I haven't had any like the comments,
Mhm.
regular comments, but like that. But there's no like spam or like any like I'm a barb, so like I didn't get. I'm not getting any barb. Like I'm not getting any barbers. Like I'm not getting any. If you were to go against Nikki, what your DMs would look like versus mine's right now, I don't have that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not feeling like it's like a threat or like anything like that. Like this is light work. Like I've argued with big fan bases, big stand bases, that really can get things done. That
Yeah.
I haven't received any like backlash. But I mean, I shouldn't because I didn't jump her. So,
Right.
like I'm not saying that like it's like a thing because it shouldn't be a thing. I didn't jump her. And I feel like anybody with brains or anybody with common sense can tell the story changed 5 times. I didn't jump her. if I jumped her, I wouldn't come this far and still be saying no. Like
Yeah.
I have nothing to be saying no about. I done fought everybody that she sent at me. I don't mind. So it's like I have no reason to still be saying I didn't jump her. If I jumped her, what would have happened different? I still would
Exactly.
have.
Like you already did what you needed
Yeah,
to.
I
You
still
know,
would
you
have to
didn't
fight the
do.
same people. So
Yeah.
saying no, saying yes, why would I be saying no if I'm still gonna have to fight the same people? I would have just been saying yes. It's not like anything different is gonna happen. I'm still fighting them even though I didn't do it. So I would have just said yes. I didn't do it. So it's like, you know, rightfully so. There
Right.
shouldn't be any comments.
Now we're gonna get into obviously some of the things that happened in episode one, but after watching episode one, was there any part of you that felt like in the moment when you were watching it that you felt like you were set up? And if not, do you have what do you have to say to the people that insist that you were being set up?
I mean, that's the thing. This is a TV show, you know. So at the end of the day, the show has to look the way that it has to look. Of course, the show is going to look like Khalil is coming in. This is the person that went against Ivori. Now has to fight for Ivori, even though we all know I ran up on Metro Zae first. He was not fighting me because of Ivori. If I didn't run up on him, we would have never even fought.
Mm-hmm.
So even though there really is no setup to have, because how did I get set up? I walked in and ran up on Metro Zae because I felt like I was gonna end up fighting somebody either way. So my anxiety and my adrenaline was not about to let me sit down. So I'm just like on go. And the first person that opened their mouth was Metro Zae. Had the first person that opened their mouth been Ant, Landon, I would have ran up on any one of them at that was sitting down.
Right.
Whoever would have just me a reason. Metro Zae started talking shit first, so I ran up on him. But it couldn't have been a setup because it's like, how did I get set up? You
Now,
know,
can
Metro
you?
Zae and Rick Zae are like a duo, so it's like
Oh,
obvious. I
okay.
knew if I fought one, the other was gonna jump in. I knew that.
Right.
I knew
Okay.
that. I just didn't think that in that moment when I was running up, I was not thinking that Rich Zae was gonna jump me right then and
Mhm.
there. When I walked on the set and seen the setup, I knew that I was gonna get jumped. I felt it. But I don't feel like now that's TV set me up because I willingly walked into the same thing with the
Right.
flights. I landed, me and Maul were on the phone. Maul was like, you should just wait for me. I'm about to come, just wait for me, we can go together. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not waiting. Like, I don't have
Right.
to wait. Like, I'm not scared. You feel me? What it's gonna be is what it's gonna be. You feel me? Walking in with Maul or walking in by myself, I don't think much would have changed. I think that if Maul was there, the only thing different would have been that I wouldn't have got jumped by Rich Day, but he wouldn't have stopped Metro Zae from peeling me on that floor. So either way it goes, it was going to go the same way.
You think that Maul would have maybe jumped in for you and helped you out during that
Oh,
fight?
I know for a fact if if me and Maul were there and Rich Day, it would have probably ended up being a thing where Cashy would have jumped. It would have been a whole other thing.
A whole
But
brawl,
that's what I'm
probably.
saying. It was gonna be that regardless.
Mhm.
So it's like, how are we gonna prevent? There's no setup. There really was no way to flip it or reverse it because we already had established issues within each other. So it was like,
Right.
whether I came by myself or not. If Maul came, it just would have been an extra fight, like a brawl. You know, it just would have been more people involved. It wouldn't have been anything different, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, watching it myself, I couldn't even really like. I know he was talking shit, but I didn't really understand what he was talking about. Metro Zae before you
Oh,
ran. He was talking
I
about
mean,
like coffee or something, and I was so confused. So can you tell us what you were listening to and what you heard right before you ran up, and what made you? What was like? Was there a specific thing that he said that you were like, all right, now's the time, or were you just over it and you were like, let's just go?
to be honest, when I was in the green room on
Hmm.
the way out, I had already heard talking. So I was already like, I'm like, okay, because when I'm in the green room, they're telling me, okay, you're about to come out, just wait. So I'm waiting. And then I hear people talking, like, but I hear Cashy, I know Cashy's voice. So I'm hearing Cashy and I'm hearing like Landon and I'm hearing people talking, but I'm not knowing what's going on. And then I hear Isaiah say, let's bring out the next Playboy. And then they come to me, they're like, oh, come on, let's go. So I'm like, the cameras are back there. I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, as I'm walking out, as y'all see in real time, I'm walking out and I'm literally hearing Cashy saying, like, oh, I'm not gonna be jumping on no bandwagon. I'm not beating him up. I'm not jumping him. I'm not gonna be on no bandwagon. He's gonna get what's coming to him. So that's the first thing I'm hearing when I'm walking on set is that I'm gonna get what's coming to me. So that's the first thing I heard, and I'm like,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
that immediately changed my whole energy. I'm like, okay, I'm about to fight. Cause I'm like, what does he mean? What's coming to me? So
Hmm.
now I'm looking around the room. I see Landon. I see a bunch of Ant. I never even knew Ant was gonna be on the show. I'm seeing Ant for the first time. So I'm just like, wait, what? what is this? Like nobody that I'm cool with is here, and
Yeah.
then Metro Zae is just talking. I don't hear what he's saying either. I just hear words, and it clicks to me when I'm hearing shoot going to the store getting shoes. This bitch is talking about me. So
No,
I'm like,
yeah, like what
oh,
exactly what he's talking about.
shoes, bitch. I'm a stylist. I heard going to the store getting shoes,
Oh,
bitch.
okay.
I said, other bitch talking about me. Okay, let's go. Like this, she's a Bigo girl. She likes to do all that reading.
Mhm.
I'm like, my adrenaline is pumping. Cashy won't sit his ass down. He pacing back and forth. He said, I'm gonna get what's coming to me. I'm like, no, we might as well just get this over with right now. Like, let's just get it over with now. So yeah, I just ran up on Metro Zae. I didn't even know that he was that big either. He was sitting down, so I didn't
How
realize he
tall
was.
how tall do you think he is? How tall are you?
I'm 5'4". Me and
Oh,
Maul are the same height. I'm the same height as Maul. These
okay.
guys are the same
And
height.
Metro Zae's like six something, right?
Metro Zae to me is as tall as Cashy, and I think Cashy's about 6'3".
Right,
So
yeah, because he's
about
taller
six
than me. I'm
three.
5'11.
Yeah, Cashy's about 6'3", and I think that Metro Zae is up there with. I think Metro Zae is up there with Cashy and the
Mhm.
security. They're bigger than securities that are
Yeah.
our TV, our show securities were not as big as Cashy and Metro Zae.
Man,
So yeah, that should put something
you
into
got
perspective.
heart.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But the thing is, though, like I really didn't even know that he was that big
Yeah.
until we really fought one on one. Like when I ran up on him, I didn't realize he was that big. He just got up. I'm thinking he's just the average tall. Everybody's taller than me. So
Yeah,
I
right.
don't
Yeah,
looking
sure.
at it, to be a cat. Like, I didn't realize he was. It's not even the height. It's the build. Like he's clearly a gym build type of guy. His
Mhm.
chest, his back, his arms. Like he's huge. He's not
Right.
just some tall, lanky. You know, jolly guy. Like he's tall and then he has that build. So I didn't really get up in until it was time to do the one on one. And he had no shirt on and the muscles was all out and it was just like a Dragon Ball Z. And I'm like, fuck it, we ball. Like like it's gonna be what it's gonna be because
Mhm.
we are here now. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so what now? I know that you said you never met Ant, but like you were even saying like none of these people like you, so and they were all talking about you in this instance before you even ran up, so like what was everybody else's beef with you? Do you think it was just because like you were saying that they were bandwagoning, or did they
I mean,
know
in my
anything of you
opinion,
other than the Ivory situation?
that's the only I can think of. Now, as far as Metro Zae and Rich Zae, we were in
Mhm.
a group chat together before
Okay.
filming, in which we did go at it in the group chat. Rich Zae still had no issue to dislike me from the group chat. Metro Zae was just following Rich Zae. Rich Zae had no issue, had no reason to have an issue with me, but that has nothing. I'm not gonna put it with Ivory because we had issues in the group chat. He's just still a bandwagon bitch for having an issue. Now Ken Glock's bandwagon bitch from the group chat. Cashy never met him. Ant never met him. I'm not gonna say I don't know if Ant had a problem with me in that moment, but later we see at the dinner he did. So I don't know. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really too. I don't know what people. Nobody has no issue. Honestly, they can't take me. So yes, I understand that. But I did. For me, anyone that's using the Ivory thing is gonna always get bandwagon to me.
Mhm.
So if you don't, again, I will say Rich Zae and Metro Zae don't have anything to do with that. We had issues from the group chat. Ken Glocks, same, but yeah.
Somebody sent me a clip. I think was it you on the two-headed goat show? I think that
Yeah.
you said that Ken Glocks was irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, and I felt like he was kind of like, doing glazing. Like I feel like he's a glazer. Like
Mm.
as I'm watching the episode, I'm like, oh, this nigga's a glazer. Like, bro, I thought you was gonna come on and have your own motion. You coming on here, dick riding all the OGs. To me, that's just not Playboy shit. Like
Mhm.
it gave you was at home watching Playboys in season one, and you couldn't wait to join the cast, and now you fangirling. Again, I don't think there's nothing wrong with rocking with the OGs. There's OGs that I liked from the show as well. I like D Scott. I
Right.
liked Maul. I liked Solo from the show.
Mhm.
So it's nothing wrong with liking people from the show and
Of
being there.
course.
It's just the way in which he's going about it. It just gives Dick Rider to me.
Okay. So speaking of, I want to kind of steer in a different direction real quick before we get back to what was happening, all the commotion. When it comes to Landon and Maul and the whole situation of Landon supposed to be the host because he was the winner of season two, but then Isaiah coming in saying that Maul is going to co-host. How did you feel about that? Because in my head as a viewer, and I'm sure a lot of other people feel this way, considering Landon won season two, like I was like, oh, I think that it would only be fair if he would host the show by himself because that was like the prize for season two, right? Same as season one. Maul won season one and he was host of season two. So how do you feel about that? I know that you kind of had some issues with Landon at first. I think he was somewhat respectful, but I'm not sure if things were said otherwise.
I,
Um, I know that
I
you also had kind of like a little alliance with Maul at first, so
Right, right. So, like being aligned with Maul, I'm automatically like, okay, that's who I think should host. But I mean,
right.
beyond that, I don't think that Landon is capable of hosting by himself. No, I don't think so. I thought so at first, but as the season panned out, as we finished the season, it just wasn't the same energy. I
Hmm.
don't think that Landon is mature enough to host the season. I just don't. Like I said like I said I don't think that he's mature enough to solely host this season by himself.
And is that just because of like an age thing, or you think that even
I
if
think it's a maturity thing to me.
right?
I think
Okay.
that yes, age plays a factor, but I think it's a maturity thing. I.e., we're watching the show.
Hmm.
Do you think that he would have been able to host Cashy? Whoa, actually, Cashy's in his house, so I can't wait to see how this goes. I want to see him host Cashy and host the Man Man and host the people that are in his house. I want to
Right.
see them let him be the host. I feel like that's what I want to see because I wasn't in the house with them. We had two different houses. So
Right.
I don't know what Landon's experience. I don't know what Landon was given as a host, to be honest, because I was being hosted by Maul. So
Hmm.
all I could know is that off of when they told us, when Isaiah told me, oh, Landon or Maul, who do you want to host? I'm gonna always go with Maul because I relate to Maul,
Right.
and I feel like Maul is very good at speaking for the people. He's very good at getting things done for the people in advocating and speaking up and handling. I would like to see Landon in that position. I couldn't imagine him in that position because I don't see him being able to take control of situations that involve stronger personalities than his.
Okay.
And there's a lot of strong personalities that he has to host. So I'm interested to see that.
Yeah, because the way that I think of it as is like even with Maul being a host, like last season, I feel like a lot of people were like trying him, and a lot of people try him now. And I think that once you get that role of like being a host, that's when people see you as like, we need to try you to try to get your spot. So I think that's also difficult. And like you said, Landon is a little bit younger. I don't know him personally enough to know about like his actual maturity level, but I'm sure regardless, like it is a lot to even host a house full of people. Like you said, people like Cashy, Man, just
Like these are
house full of
strong
guys
personalities.
house full of guys in general. It's like those are a lot of people. That's a lot to take. And I feel bad for security sometimes when they get ran over during a fight, let alone having to host a whole house and tell them to pretty much shut the fuck up and calm down with while being respectful.
Right.
Do you think that you would ever consider if the opportunity came your way to host one of the seasons?
For sure. Like, I don't mind. I don't mind hosting Playboys. I mean, to me, I got hosted by Maul. So I would be taking the notes of that. And to me, Maul was a great host. Like Maul did a great job at making sure the house A was held down, and it was just beyond the brawls, beyond the fights, beyond having our back physically. He was
Mhm.
having our back in production. He had our back with a lot of, things that we wanted or we needed. He always made sure that the house was good when it
Right.
came down to situations where we needed to feel safe and protected. He made sure that that was like priority. To
Yeah.
me, that's a host. You feel me? Outside of just being the host for title and for face and for show. That's what I'm saying. Are you really hosting or are you just the host?
Right.
And to me, Maul was sometimes hosting the whole show. But we have to watch the show to see because that's to me, sometimes Maul was hosting their house and this house.
Mhm.
So we have to just wait and see how, what episodes come out later on and we'll get to the end and then give our full
Yeah, we're actually gonna have to wait till we see you guys finally in the house, and then I mean,
right. Like
I haven't even
the
seen that
fact
yet.
that we haven't even gotten to the house, yeah, it's crazy. The fact that we're still the first 2 hours in, it's crazy.
That shows how much you guys were brawling in that villain. I swear, that villain theater that brings something out because I was there for the reunion of
But
for Playboys. Like y'all are crazy.
episode 3,
Mm.
that's my episode. That's my favorite episode so far. I can't wait for episode 3.
Okay, so let's take it back to the villain theater a little bit. There's so much that happens. Now you do fight Metro Zae
The
and
first fight of the season,
right,
and
and Zay also runs. Rich Zay also jumps in. Now, I want to know what your reaction when watching that fight back. That was your first time watching yourself fight on TV. What was that
yeah.
like?
Well, I already knew how the fight happened, like so I already knew what was going to happen. But
Hmm.
watching it back with, first of all, we were at the premiere party when I first seen it. We were with each other, me,
Right.
Metro, so that was funny because we was like having our little kikis back and forth across the room. But watching it back for the first time, um, I don't care. I already knew that was gonna happen with Metro Zae. Like, that was a giant. I actually did better in the fight than I thought it would happen in my head. Now with the jumping situation, it again, the season is not done. You feel me? So it's like
Hmm.
airing. So it's like watching it with Rich Day, it just makes me feel it makes me feel so good about a lot of the things that happen on the show. Watching it back, maybe because I'm human. So a
Yeah.
lot of times we did a lot of things on the show that was like sometimes I felt like, wow, like was that a little too much? Like, did we go too far? Like, are you sure? Like, but watching that made me feel a lot better about some of the things that happened on the season. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. If I can go back, I should do it worse. Like I should go back.
Okay, see, I actually like how vague you're being because I feel like I'm picking up where you're putting down it, but you're trying not to spoil the season, so I appreciate
Yeah,
that. Because, but
I got
I'm just
season.
thinking
But I'm just saying,
you got your get back. That's what I'm
yeah, a
thinking.
lot of get back is gonna be happening on this show, and I'm like,
Okay.
good. Like, at first, I was kind of like questioning myself on certain get backs, like
Mhm.
is that gonna make me like my character, my morals, because. But when I'm seeing people do things to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. So when things happen to you, I don't want to hear nothing.
Right.
Period. It's all fair. It's all fair in love and war. Everything's good. I take mine on the chin. I dish it. I just want everybody to be able to take it. I could take everything that comes my way because I can dish it back. And I just want us to keep that same energy when
Mhm.
things start to get reciprocated later on in the season, or episode 4, 3. I don't know, but when stuff starts to come up, I want everybody to be like, okay, they did it to me first.
Right. Go back to episode one and rewatch before you
Right.
start feeling bad for other
Let's
people.
remember who started this. Let's remember who started this, even not just with me, with the whole house A. That's
Right.
why my thing with the viewers is I'm a bad versus viewer. So I don't know what lens they're watching the show through, but I watch reality TV through buildups. A lot of people skip through the dialogue. They want to
Mhm.
just see the fight. They want to see. But if you watch, there's a buildup happening with the house A, house B.
Yeah.
Like there's already dynamic. The house B, house A dynamic is already set up before we even knew that we had two houses. If you look, I came out, there was already house B. They were already house B sitting there, and I was already by myself, house A. And then once I fought them, then two more house A came. And then they fought them. And then the rest of the house A came and they fought them. So it's like we already are building up the climax of the house A, house B, and then we get
Yeah.
to
You're
episode.
already divided.
Right. It's already laying out right before our eyes. The buildup is happening. So if you just keep watching it, if you're watching the dialogue, if you're paying attention to how they're bringing us in and how they're introducing the characters, you can see, okay, there's a buildup happening. So when we get to the houses, you're gonna see when things get settled in for real, and then the real divide happens. But it's like it's already building up. So I'm excited. I'm like, oh, okay, I see how they brought us in. You see how me, Maul, and D Scott aligned on the sprinter, and then you're gonna see how we link up with the rest of House A, and then we go to House A. It's like a whole storyline. And House B is already naturally they're all dick riding and they're all being minions.
Okay. I gotta know. It looks from what it looked like right after you got jumped, you didn't even want to get like approached by the medic or nothing. You just wanted your one-on-one with Metro Zae. Is that
Right.
exactly what happened? Is,
Eat
is that exactly what happened? Was time cut out, or was it like you
No.
you sat
Okay,
like
look.
for 2 seconds and stood back up?
No, it was literally like that. Sometime was cut with the Landon stuff though, with the
Okay.
Landon talk. But like when the fight happened, I got jumped. I go to the back. The medic was like, "Oh yeah, I'm like, boy, like let's get this going. I want Zay, but I wanted to fight Rich Zay. That's the thing. I kept saying Zay.
Because he jumped.
I'm not remembering, yeah, but I'm forgetting that they're both bitches. Both of the people is named Zay. So I'm saying I want Zay,
They
and
picked the
Landon's like,
wrong one.
they bring that. See, that's the setup.
Yeah.
That's the setup. Just kidding. They brought the wrong Zay. I'm saying Zay, and Landon like, oh, so you want your one-on-one? I'm like, yeah, with Zay. He jumped me. I want to fight Zay.
Right.
Bad. And they're bringing me. I didn't even realize it was the wrong Zay until I was already like get like brushing past security, get off me, and I go in the room and it's him, and I'm like,
It's too late.
fuck it, whichever one. But that's not the one that I wanted. For to be clear, I never volunteered to just go in there and then I was like, whatever. Once it was him, but I really wanted to fight the drunk that jumped me.
Okay,
But
that's some good tea right there.
yeah, but it's like they brought me the rich day. Looking back, that's why I don't blame them because maybe I should have clarified. I just felt like we knew who Zay was. Zay, the one that jumped me. But
Mhm.
I guess they was like, no, boo, you want the Zay you ran up on. And I said, oh, okay.
Mhm.
I guess they like, no, boo, you want the Zay you ran up on. So we're going to bring you that Zay. I wanted the Zay that jumped me, not the one I ran up on. Because I felt like we already got that with the jump. Like, I
Right.
want you, the one that jumped in. Give me you. But it's
Right.
okay. We get that too.
Now let's go back a little bit because you did say something about how some stuff with Landon was cut out. Because I was about to ask, anyways, how you felt about like while watching it back and seeing what he was saying in his confessionals when he came up to you and
Oh,
approached you. Because in his confessionals, like what he was saying was like, "Oh, I
completely
spared
different
you,"
than
like
completely different. We were saying,
right. And
like,
tell me what
yeah,
else, like if there's anything that was cut or like just wasn't like the cameras weren't there.
everything. Landon was being so genuine to me. Let's keep it real. Landon and me was to have fought first, right? So the whole thing was me and Landon was to have the first fight of the season. It was never going to even be Metro Zae, no, none of that. It supposed to have been me and Landon, and whatever after that is after that, right? When I got on the set, I ran up on Metro Zae first. Simple. After that, he came back to talk to me. I was reluctant at first because I'm like, wait, are you like we still have beef? I don't know what's going on because I jumped. When he reassured me that he was on some hosting shit and he's like, I'm a host this season, Khalil. I'm not coming like that. I'm a host. I'm gonna be, I'm making sure I support y'all. I'm making sure I'm here for y'all. Da da da. I'm not on no bandwagon. I'm not on no hate train. I said, you know what? I respect it. To watch that back and to hear him being like, I spared you and all of this, I'm like, spared me from what?
Right.
Like, how you spare me? And then like now I'm confused because boo, we really you switched up during the season anyways. Because what you said that day is not what you stuck out to throughout the whole season. So he came on saying he wasn't going bandwagon, he wasn't fighting me and all of that, and then in the middle of the season he changed up, and we ended up getting that. So that's neither here nor there. That's later. So my thing is, I was already irritated with you for switching up first of all.
Right.
And then now watching it back, and you was in my face acting like you were being genuine, but in the confessionals, you making it seem like, oh, they beat you up, bitch, and I'm sparing you. You a little hoe. Like, Landon, you could never little dog me. That's why you couldn't host me. Because you my son. You feel me? Like you somebody that I feel like could be under my wing. Like I rock with Landon, but Landon, you're not big homie over me.
Yeah.
Like, huh? So I just didn't understand his confessionals. I didn't.
Now, do you feel like a lot of other people on the cast are the same when it comes to their energy being completely different in their confessionals versus in person?
I mean, really, for me, it's just Landon. Like, and it's not even that Landon's energy is different. Like, he's pussy, and that's my issue with Landon because we know he's not pussy. We know Landon's not scary. I think Landon is just too calculated for his own good. And it's like sometimes when we're on reality TV, you can't calculate every step. It is reality TV. Like, you do have to give a tad bit of organicness. Like, you have to
Right.
be a tad bit. A tad bit of you has to be authentic. Like, all of you can't be calculated. All of you can't be what you think the fans want. All of you can't be what they will say when they see this.
Okay.
And
Um,
I feel like just Landon is the only person from what I've seen so far that energy is different. And when I say their energy is different, when I say his energy is different, I mean his energy is different because, like I said, he was genuine in that moment, but in the other moment, he's popping it, and that's just
gotcha. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about that one-on-one fight with you and Metro Zae. And when I ask this question, I'm really not trying to be messy. I genuinely want to know because it scared me for a second. I mean, like you said, you are a small guy that is a big guy.
for
So
sure.
obviously the edit I think was a little bit dramatic. To
Of
me, it
course.
looks like you just fell. But were you knocked out to any extent when you fell at the end of the fight,
No,
or
I
it
was
just was
it
worse in
happened
the edits?
exactly like you saw it. I did get dropped. I was fighting him, and it was the one hit that he hit me, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like that hit was so hard that I was like, "All right, let me like, all right, like I'm." And then before I could even like do that, he hit me again, and I fell. And I got right up though. Like it wasn't like I got knocked out. I didn't go to sleep. I didn't fall. I just got dropped to the ground and got right back up. But yeah, that did happen. Happened exactly like it did. But see, to me, like, I love reality TV, so I love this show. Like,
Yeah.
even when it's me getting dropped, the edits, the rewinds, I watched the episode like 50 times. I love episode one. Like, what? Like, I don't mind. Like, it was funny to me. I loved the show. I loved it. Like, I really did love it. And, like, you welcome Metro Zae. I gave Metro Zae a very, very great moment. You know, the whole season, you know that nobody else is going to give him that moment. So, I'm happy that he got that moment, and I'm happy that I was able to give that to him on my first season and and keep going. So that was good. I loved it.
Okay. So again, like I know we've touched on this a little bit when it comes to Ant, but before you even heard him like talking about you, I want to know what your feelings towards him were, or just your thoughts on him on Now That's TV. Because assuming you watched like season one, season two, and just him on Now That's TV in general, what were your thoughts on him before you came into this season?
I genuinely didn't have thoughts on Ant, and it's
Okay.
not shade or like being messy or like funny. I genuinely never had thoughts on Ant simply because I never was like into Ant. Like I seen season one, but like I said, I was more of the young and reckless. I only watched Playboys season one when it was time to do Playboys. So I didn't even really recognize the villain theater. I didn't even finish the season. I watched season one and then I skimmed through two. The thing with two was I did watch the first half of two when it was actually airing. That's how I knew D. Scott, and that's how I loved D. Scott so much. Because I was like, oh my God, he's a little boy like me, he's short, and he was on season two standing up for himself and doing his big one. I actually felt like D. Scott or Kobe should have won season two. But yeah, Ant, I didn't have any thoughts on Ant, not in a negative way or positive way. I knew that Ant was from New York, like me. So I didn't think nothing bad about Ant. He's from New York. I'm automatically gonna be fucking with whoever from New York. I'm from New York. We stick together. So I didn't have no thoughts on him going into the show. Again, I didn't even know he was gonna be on the show. So I didn't know I had to have thoughts on him. Like maybe if I knew he was on the show, I'd have went back and watched season one. Only Solo was on from season one, so I didn't really feel the need to go do a whole season one deep dive because there was nobody on the show from season one. Cashy and Ant were not announced
Right.
yet, so I didn't know that they were on the show. I would have went back and watched season one, and I just would have thought that he was what I think now, a bum, a 30-year-old bum. No
Before you
different than
say
I thought.
that, so that's now. But yeah, I can really appreciate and respect the fact that you didn't go in thinking anything towards anybody from the cast unless they did something to you. Because a lot of people in general would just like, like I tried to be very neutral. I'm not a cast member. I'm an editor. So I'm just like, I do my job and that's it. I don't feel a certain type of way
Love the
towards
show,
any
though, right?
cast members. Sorry, what?
Love the show, though, right? The
I
show is
do, of course I do. Yeah, that's one thing I'm allowed to have opinions on. I say my things here and there, but I think a lot of people like go in hating certain cast members or just having a bias like thought towards certain cast members, and I can respect that you didn't do that at all. So like you're like, oh, I didn't have positive or negative things. I don't know him well, so I can get to know him as a person.
Yeah, I was open to get to know who was open to get to know me because I
Hmm.
already knew that I was the one coming on the platform with the disadvantage. So I felt like whoever's open to get to know me, I'm cool. Like I'm cool with whoever. I'm not dick riding. I'm not forcing nothing. Like if y'all don't want to like me, please don't like me. Like, but if y'all cool and y'all are open to get to know me, and which people were, whether we fought or not, there's people that I fought that was open to getting to know me. There are people that thought they weren't gonna like me and ended up loving the fuck out of me when they met me in person. So it's just like I'm cool with whoever's cool with me, and we go from there.
Now, was there anybody in particular that actually did not care about what was said about the Ivory situation and was like, I'm not willing to believe anything that is said until I speak to this man and get to know him genuinely one on one as a person? I don't give a fuck what's on the internet. I don't care what's been said as a rumor. Like, unless I get footage of it, like anybody that was really that genuine that got to know you from square one in that
Maul,
house.
Maul and Solo.
Okay.
For sure, to me, Maul and Solo. Like they were the first ones that were on that from the first day that I got in the group chat. You feel me? Now there were a lot of people that may have felt one way, and then by the time we got in the house, like to actually film Playboys Miami, they were on that. But I mean, like from the first day that I was brought in the chat, Maul and Solo were on some like that ain't got nothing to do with us. We wasn't there. Listen, we just trying to get to know him as a person. If he cool, we gonna fuck with him. If not, no. You feel me? But if we not fucking with him, it's not gonna be based off of that. You feel me? If we don't fuck with him, it's gonna be based off of the fact that we don't fuck with him, not off of that. And they ended up fucking with me. So those
Love
were to
that.
me, yeah, Solo and for sure.
Good. That's really genuine. So there is like a whole nother storyline on episode one. You're more than half of it. And then it goes into the storyline of Ant, Maul, D. Scott, and Cashy.
Never ending
And
saga.
there's like a whole, I don't know if
Never
we want to
ending
call it
saga.
a love triangle
Yeah,
and
it's
just like
never
a
ending.
love hate relationship. I don't know what it is. I don't want to put
All
words
season.
in anybody's situation, but what are your thoughts on that and everything that went down? Because that whole last part of the first episode was fucking crazy. It's like they both, it's like, it was, I think it um, was it Maul and D. Scott that walked in and Cashy and Ant were sitting down? They all squared up.
They jumped up and they got right to it. One thing about it though, everybody on this season, we're getting right to it. And I'm loving that. Like I'm loving the on-site, soon as you walk on set, bang, bang. Like I'm loving that, by the way. But my thoughts, I don't have thoughts because it's a love triangle. I stay out of love triangles. You feel me? I'm with D Scott and Ma always. You know, that's my team, that's my alliance, that's my gang. So right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm with them. The
Mhm.
others are the others. But as far as like having an opinion on it, I don't have an opinion on it because that's a love triangle. I'm not there. I wasn't there. I don't know who fucked who first. I don't know who stole whose man from who. I don't know who has a right to be mad. I don't even know why they still like. You still say it's a love triangle. So I don't even know why they're still beefing. To
Mhm.
be honest, but we can't have opinions or thoughts on love triangles because that's not our situation. We don't know who's lying to who, who's telling who what, who's what, who's what. All I know is those are my people. So when it comes down, I'm on that side of the room with them. So
Okay. Now, one thing I think we are allowed to have an opinion on, and this is one thing that I will say that I do not condone, that I actually hate so much, is the talking about dead people and people's kids. I'm like, that has to stop.
I'm against all of the low blowing. You know,
Yeah.
but I also know how to argue.
Yeah.
I feel like the only reason people go that low is when they have nothing else to say and
Mhm.
they're running out of things to say and they don't know how to eat you up and they don't know how to hit you where it hurts. So they're trying to dig and dig and dig because they can't find nothing else to hurt you.
Yeah, like
So
you go for the teeth.
I'm going for what's gonna eat you up. Yes, that I can see that's gonna eat you up. Like I'm not
Right.
gonna talk to your mama because it's
Yeah.
like like why would I go talk to your mom? Like to me, I know that's gonna trigger you,
Mhm.
but I know how to trigger people with surface level things. I don't have to go that deep and deep because look, that gets people more upset. Like I don't got to watch your mama. Your teeth isn't up. You feel me? But again, I don't know what situation, who said what first, or mom. When it comes down to the talking of the brothers and the kids, I just don't
Right.
like any of it. I don't like any of the talking of anybody's families. I don't like anything of anybody that's not on the show with us. I
Mhm.
feel like I'm not banging with people
I
that's on.
agree.
Gotta bring everybody because only we sign up for this. At the end of the day, we all have
Right.
family.
It's
We all
like
have,
why talk about people that can't defend themselves right now?
and we all have somebody that we can talk about. Like we
Mhm.
can all talk about somebody's family to get them upset. We all have a
Yeah.
member in our family. We all have someone dead. We all have someone sick. We all have someone that we care and love about. You know, whether it's our children, our nieces, our nephews, whatever. So I just feel like anyone can say something about somebody. That's exactly why Maul and Cashy are in that position. Because they both could say it about each other. And that's what they did. They both kept saying things about each other. And it's like, now y'all both look crazy. Now y'all both done said some crazy, evil stuff. Now y'all both look crazy. And now y'all both back friends. You see what I'm saying? It's not
Mhm.
worth it. I don't even play that game.
Now, when it comes to that whole fight, I mean, that love triangle, whatever the fuck it was, but that whole 2-on-2, that fight with Cashy and Maul, I'm like, I will say, I think that Cashy obviously had a little bit of an upper hand. He's a big guy, but I'm like,
It's
Maul
flashy.
be getting people with them uppercuts. It's those uppercuts.
And it's
And
that reach. Maul is so little and he has reach. Me and Maul are the same height. And
yeah.
look at Maul's reach. He fought a giant. I fought a giant. Now, I do think that my giant was just a little more skilled. But hey, he fought a giant. I fought a giant. Do you see how Maul did? Maul did much better in his battle with the giant.
Mhm.
That so I feel like Maul has that good reach. He has great reach.
You
And
want you want to take some boxing lessons from Maul?
well, I'm taking boxing lessons. Yes,
Oh,
period.
are you really?
But I'm taking them. Yes, and kickboxing. Yes.
Oh, you getting ready for that reunion, aren't you? Wait, did the reunion didn't already film, did it?
Oh, baby, 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 baby,
Oh, you getting
no.
ready for that?
looking for me. I'm always ready. Duh.
Okay.
I'm always ready. You see the show. Every time we
Sure.
step up in the scene, hello? Every time. But see, I'm not biased. This is the thing.
Mm.
The difference between me and them. House B. House B would tell y'all, oh, look, we're the only ones that matter. We're carrying the show. Ooh. No. The whole show, House A, House B collectively, every time we sat down together, there was mix up.
Yeah.
But I'm always gonna be. You guys will see.
Yeah,
So
and I'm not even trying to spoil anything, but I really do agree with you because even though I only edited the trailer and I didn't edit the show, I still had to watch through so much footage to get those clips for the trailer, right? So I will say this is one of the not one of the few shows, but one of the shows that I realized that yes, we are hyping up so many fights on the season. However, like I swear the pacing of that trailer is like the pacing of the show in itself. Like there are so many fights every fucking day. And the
that's
drama's good, the whole season's good, meaning like the substance. There's
good
real
stuff. And
storylines.
we do stuff. Like we're not just sitting around fighting all day. We go out, we do activities. I felt like we had activity every day. We went
Mhm.
out, we had fun. Like we had dialogue. There's a lot of dialogue on the show. Whether we were arguing or reading each other or fighting, we had a lot of dialogue, and I feel like that's why the trailer was so juicy, and that's why everything is so juicy because it's not just us banging. Like, and there's so many fights that were not even shown in the trailer,
A
which
lot.
I don't know if y'all have it on camera. I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
there's a lot.
So I'm just saying, whatever I see come out, I'm like, oh, they got that? Oh, they got that? Oh, they got that? Oh, okay, cool. I didn't even know y'all were getting the brawls, like as good as there was so much drone footage and shit. I'm like, oh, okay, so they was getting everything. So I'm just
Right.
ready to see what other fights that y'all didn't show that I remember that
You
I was
remember
in.
they got the GoPros on the security too.
I seen those during the brawl. I
They
definitely seen
got
those.
everything. Like
So
you
I'm
said,
ready to see
they got fucking like you said, they
everything
got
was shown.
drones.
I'm ready to see what fights that I was in that wasn't shown in the trailer, but I do love that trailer. I feel like the trailer did a good job of highlighting everything. So I'm happy. I was happy, and I'm happy with the editing every week. Like I tell you,
So good.
episode 3 is about to beat that one.
Shout out to Michael. He's editing the season.
Yeah, shout out to Michael. Michael's doing great, and I feel like
Um, so after episode one aired, did you lose respect for any of your cast members that you thought you were cool with at first, or
no, I mean, I'm cool with everybody that I've been cool with. So I'm saying nobody's said nothing bad about me yet. I'm cool with everybody I've been cool with. Even episode 2, I'm cool with everybody that I've been cool with. I mean, looking at Ken, I'm like, wow, I didn't know Ken was a confessional gangster. So that's taking me a bit by surprise. But I mean, I didn't lose respect for him.
okay? If you could, I know this might be a tough question because even if your answer is based on future episodes that we haven't seen, your answer can be a little bit vague as to why. But if you could fight one person from the cast again with no like interruptions, no security, who would it be?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like what? That's without a doubt. And I don't even have to think about it. And no interruption. Me and no security, no Cashy, no friends, no security to help him, no backup, no protection plan. And yes, ants immediately.
now, if this isn't the answer, then you can just say no. But does that stem from what's gonna happen in episode three,
Yes,
the
that's
dinner?
the only reason I have an issue with him. Is from episode 3 and from the trailer. Y'all see it. He started with me in the trailer in episode 3. The same preview, the same thing. He started with me for no reason. Bandwagon. He's seen how the first day went. You got beat up by Solo. You got beat up by D. Scott. Oh, let me go fight Khalil because I already see him fight Metro Zae earlier. Like, this is it's going to get old very fast. Very, very fast. So, I can't wait for episode 3. Yes, he's going to try to jump on a bandwagon and gag and go to Gag City. But I'm going to get him too. Get you back, boo. No worries. I mean,
I feel I feel bad that you wasted your meal, and I hope you got another one. But did you remember before watching it back? Did you remember that spit flew your way? I hope it didn't hit you.
no, it did not hit me. It
Oh,
didn't hit
thank
me.
God.
I remember that scene, but I didn't think that was gonna be a scene that y'all are like fucking with. Like I remember that, but I guess it's like that didn't give me like I didn't think it was a thing. Like I remember the whole thing, like us going back and forth and everything. But like I didn't think it's just funny how what becomes a moment because I didn't think that was that. I thought that there was another moment that happened tonight that's not being shown at all yet. I don't know what the fuck. I'm like, I thought that was the moment, but I think that's the moment right there. So y'all
Dang,
like the
see, I feel like I don't even know what you're talking about, so now I'm excited.
I was like, I
Shit.
thought we
I feel
had
like
a
I
moment.
saw so much footage, but then like something else pops up in the episode, and I'm like, fuck, I thought I saw that. I should have known about that.
It's just the fact that the editing is so T. Like, you know how now that TV usually drags things out. So
Mhm.
we all thinking like the dinner is gonna be episode 5. Like, I don't know. That's just episode 3. I'm like, damn, we're getting going. Like, we already out the film theater. Like, y'all getting it going. Like, I love this show.
And that I'm gonna just say that dinner is insane.
That's by far my favorite moment. Like, even throughout the whole filming, like when we all said and done, when it's all said and done, that's my favorite moment of the season.
Did any
Like,
of y'all eat that food, or was it all thrown?
I think, listen, we threw our majority of food, but production did have food that they brought home to our
Okay,
house. Able
okay.
to eat up whatever was left over because everybody started throwing their food. It was a whole melee. So it's like everybody started throwing their food. Food was spilling. You know what happened. It was such a
Mhm.
crazy time. That I cannot wait to see it. Like, oh my God. That's my favorite episode, episode 3 or
Now,
4. Or
sorry, I'm jumping back a little bit because I start thinking about other fights that happened between episode 1 and episode 2. So Solo and Ant fought, and despite your problems with Ant, who do you think took that W? Because a lot of people were saying it was a tie, and some people were saying that Solo won. Some people said Ant won. I know you're cool with Solo, so
and listen, I'm not biased though. So you don't ever have to, but you know I don't like him. Like I do
yeah.
not like but I'm not biased. I'm real. I will say that out of all of Ant's fights, this is he's a great, but almost doesn't count. You still lost this one for me because Solo was doing the uppercuts and all of that.
Mhm.
But it's like, what's the big deal? I lost. I got dropped by Metro Zae. Girl, you could lose to Solo. Why is everybody so scared to lose fights on TV? That's what we need to start waking up. I'm tired of these hoes picking and choosing so that they can win because they don't want to lose. You can lose. It's okay,
I
boo.
respect
Get
that. Yeah.
your respect. Get your respect. Stop backing down and stop picking and choosing and stop choosing battles that you think is easy because we seeing through that. And I'm clocking it all season. I'm tired of them. A lot of them in that house B, do a lot of picking and choosing for who they think they can win against so that the odds can remain in their favor.
Okay.
They just don't want to lose their winning streaks.
Hmm.
Get outside. We Playboys. Get outside, boo. You're not gonna win everything, but you gotta get outside. And that's my problem. They don't want to get outside until they want to start calling names out. And then they just start saying, Khalil, D. Scott. Oh, and you lost.
And the thing is, I will say, I did notice that Ant has improved with his fighting skills a little bit since compared to like season 1.
Ant is improved with everything. He's getting comfortable in his skin. Congratulations. At 33 years old, I'm so proud of him for finally coming into himself and finally refusing to die an old man who doesn't want to accept himself. Thank you. You are coming into yourself, but although he is coming into himself and he's getting very comfortable, he still has to stop. He still has to realize you're still not queen enough. You know, you're still
Mm.
not queen enough. And you keep jumping outside your body trying to come for the queendom. You're not queen enough yet. You're getting to a place where you're discovering self. By 42, you just might be there.
42
Come
is crazy. Do you think that Ant's head is getting a little too big because he's been on now that CV for too long, or it's something
on.
else?
I'm stuck between is Ant's head too big a bad thing? Or is it, he's supposed to think highly of himself. This is the thing
Right.
that I battle with myself with him. Because it's like sometimes I find myself maybe liking him. Like he's not a dislikable person on TV. Like his character, his TV persona is not unlikable. I sometimes find myself reasoning with him because we're from New York. So we sometimes have the same mentality uh, towards things. So I sometimes am on the agreeing side of his theories or of his thoughts. But it's just something so gutter butt about that hoe that separates him from me. And it's like this is when he loses me. You feel me? So I don't know if I would say he's getting too big headed, or if it's like okay, yes, he's delusional, but is that bad? Is it bad for Ant to think he's the baddest bitch in the room? No. Like, we're all
Right.
supposed to think that, you know?
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
delusional for Ant to think he's won every fight and that he looks better than everybody and that he can't be, you know, it's like, all right, come on, bitch. You're delusional. So it's like, I don't know. It's like,
Okay. Now,
so.
now another big fight that happened that a lot of people were kind of like torn between as to who won was Tay and Zay. And a lot of the cast even was saying that Tay, poor Rich Zay. Do you think that was his karma for jumping you?
The fact that you gotta ask me that is, you know, that it happened 45 minutes later. Stop acting like you not in the room. You see the clips.
Mhm.
He ran up on me, he jumped in my fight, and then 45 minutes later was getting back into the table talking about he's drunk. Oh, 1942, bitch, you always drunk. Bitch, you was drunk when I ran up on Metro Zae and you jumped in. Bitch, Tay Tay came out and cleared that set, and that wasn't even my friend yet. Imagine how ecstatic I was watching it, and that's my friend now. Yes, bitch. Yes, you did that for me, and that's not even the get back that we get on you. You get got. That was just instant gratification when you play with me. Don't play with me. Look how God works. Tay Tay came in and cleared that set so fast. Me. I was like, oh, he's like, weave, oh. Ate you. Thank you. Now, as far as Cashy,
I was
that
just
was,
about to get to that because I
that
was
was,
I
that
was
was
shocked. I was
honestly,
shocked at the dodging though.
huh?
I was shocked at him dodging Cashy so
Hey,
much.
right? Yes. But the thing is, though, like, again, I don't know, y'all. This is the thing. My opinions are always gonna be my opinions
Yeah,
of
of
how I
course.
feel, and then my opinion as a viewer. Because as a viewer, I like Cashy.
Right.
On the show, no. So it's like, I don't know, because watching the show that I'm watching, Cashy, like, I love the fight. It was a tie. I think that Cashy definitely, his energy definitely was not the same when he got done fighting Tay as it was when he got done fighting Maul and when he got
Okay.
done fighting. He
Right.
definitely was not trying to keep running them ones with Tay Tay,
Hmm.
you know? But I definitely think that was a tie. That was a tie. Come on. And like I said, I kind of I like them both. I love Tay in real life and on the show, but I really do like Cashy as a viewer. So I'm like, I don't know. I watch the show weekly and I'll be like, damn, do I like Cashy or not?
Do you feel as though Tay is gonna end up being considered a now that CV like heavy hitter in the near future?
I would not want him to be considered that because I feel like that is once you get considered that, it's bad. You feel me? So
Like
for
people
me,
try to take you out?
not trying to take you out, I just feel like then you're held to this standard of you can't lose a fight. You
That's
can't
fair. Yeah.
tie a fight. Every
Okay.
fight gotta be a beat up knockout, busted lip, or else you're not a heavy hitter no more, or else, and to me, I think that that's just not realistic.
Hmm.
Again, talk about the viewers of the show who are like in their early to mid, the same viewers that were watching BGC.
Right.
When we watched BGC, we were in our teen years.
Hmm.
So now people that are watching us and watching these type of shows are in their teen, early 20s, late 18, 19, 20, 17, 16. Some are even 13. I have little cousins that watch this shit and they're like 11, 12. You feel me? The same way how I was at BGC. So I feel like their definition of heavy hitter is just never, and once they put you on that totem pole, it's like, baby, you gotta whoop everything. So
Right.
it's like, for me, I would consider Tay definitely the best fighter of the season, definitely the best fighter of the new boys. I would consider
Okay.
all of that. But when I don't want to start throwing titles on my boy, and
Right.
then y'all start putting him to all these unrealistic expectations, and now he got to
Exactly.
knock Cashy out at the reunion, or else he's not a heavy hitter. Oh,
Mhm.
he got to knock Metro Zae out, or he's not a heavy hitter. Hold on, slow down, Savannah.
Yeah. No,
Y'all
I
trying
agree actually with exactly with what you're saying.
y'all set my boy up,
It's
okay?
like they did the same thing with certain people from that other network, and the second that they feel like they didn't knock somebody out, it's like they're taken off of that
They're taking
pedestal.
their title.
Mhm.
The minute you just don't do your best. Come on, the minute you're drunk, the minute you feel me, it's like the minute they wait for that one fight to where you don't get your full undisputed W, and then
Yep.
they be like, look, that's not a heavy hitter.
Yeah, those
I told,
fans switch up so quick.
I told y'all take him fight. It's like, no, so let's not even start putting that. And then let's not start doing it his first fight. He still got more fights of the season. Hold on, don't just start trying to do that to him. And then
Right.
y'all gonna have to put my boy down when it's not working in y'all favor. Let's not do that. So let's just leave Tay as pending. And if the fans want to crown him that, I will not argue that because the proof is in the pudding. But
Right.
I'm just saying, don't go putting unrealistic expectations on my boy. Period.
Love that. How do you feel about Sheik being on Playboys, considering he was on Deja Vu? Now, I'm not sure if you watched Deja Vu.
She did not
You
watch it.
you
I
did.
love Sheik on Playboys though. I
Okay.
didn't watch. I watched Deja Vu with Naj and Joyce, but not and Mel, but not Sheik was not on that one that I see.
He
So
was. He just came. He was on season three.
was that the last season that I watched with Mel and Naj?
Yeah, I maybe he came a little bit later. I think
Came
he
later.
came.
I
Yeah,
didn't
he
see
came a
it.
little bit later.
Okay, but I do like Sheik, and I
Okay.
love Sheik Playboys. He lived in my house. I love Sheik. He's one of my favorite people. Actually, everybody from my house is my favorite, but I love Sheik. Um, I feel like Sheik is needed. Like there's a new direction in which now that TV is going, and I think that people have to accept that as well.
Hmm.
We are now merging into the, like the softer side of things, with still keeping now that TV's edge at the heart of
Right, like
everything.
the niche. Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna still keep that now that's TV grit at the heart of everything that we do, because that's the foundation is grit of now that's TV. But I feel like we don't have to remain gutter butt. And we are shifting into a direction where there's people that are looking different and being different. Everybody is not one type. There's not one genotype to a South Central baddie. There's not one genotype to a Playboy. There's different types of us that come on now that's TV. We can come on now that's TV and be fly. We can come on now that's TV and be clean. We can come on now that's TV and be cute and have money and have clout and have followers. We're not all just coming straight from the hood on now that's TV. They're not just going to South Central LA with a bus
Right.
saying come get on TV. You feel me? And I feel like that's the negative connotation that the network has, is that it's like this one specific type of cast. And I feel like the direction in which they're going from this year, from BBO to Young and Reckless to Playboys, the casting is getting a little like they're showing that they can get diverse with the people they pick as well. And Sheik is a top example of that. I love Sheik.
That was a great answer. I love that. Now based off these first two episodes that came out, who do you think has stepped into their role of who should be winning the that prize money
This is
aside from yourself?
Of course, because it's so hard to me. Like,
Mm,
it's so hard to me because it's like, that's what I'm saying. The show is so good. I'm not biased, bro. How can you pick between Metro Zae and
right.
Khalil and Ken and freaking and Cashy and Rich Zae and Tay and Solo and Ant and Ty, and D Scott. Like, look at the material. How
Right.
can you pick within the first two episodes? How can you pick based on what? Who had the funniest confessionals? Rich Day made me laugh. Metro Zae made me laugh. And D Scott. Everybody's making me laugh.
Yeah,
Who? What are we
Cashy was
picking?
hilarious too, even though he said some messy shit.
Cashy's confessionals were funny, and
Yeah.
Cashy's in-scene moments were funny.
Mhm.
Who am I picking it from? Metro Zae dropped me. Don't think he's winning because he fucking beat me up. It's because I should still be considered too. So what? Like, how are we considering? Cashy done took some fades. D Scott took fades. Ant is in there fighting like he done never fought before, still losing, but still doing something. It's like everybody is doing something. How can you pick the winner of the show? So to me, it's like we need more. I need at least 7 episodes because so far everybody. And if it's gonna keep being like this, it's gonna get hard. If everybody's gonna keep showing up to work, there's nobody that I would even send home right now. There's not even one person I would vote home right now to go home because everybody's doing their shit right now. So it's like, especially the new boys. If you want to be the new boys, we one of the winner has to be a new boy, and I think it's just gonna end up being 2 winners anyway. So it's gonna end up being 2 winners anyways, because
And
it's 2
yo,
houses.
I gotta say, he's hyping up the season, but correctly, like
No,
accurate. I
no,
promise
I'm
you.
not overhyping this show. I
No, you're
keep trying to
not.
tell people that I'm not being biased because I'm on
No.
the show, bro. This season is really one of the ones to where it's like it's going to end up being 2 winners because we had 2 different houses and both houses was going up. You watch the trailer. I wasn't in the house. So when I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, wait, Landon fought Man, Pootie and Landon, Pootie and Ken. Like, there's stuff that I'm finding out about watching it that I didn't even know was going down. So it's like, bro, and then we had fights in our house with Zeta and me and these people was fighting in this house too. So it's like,
Zeta came in hot.
that's my roommate. I love Zeta. Duh. Like Zeta came in
Hot.
like me and Zeta, like yo, Zeta, Zeta came in and ate his intro up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner next week. I can't wait. I tell you, episode 3 is that one.
Now, what would you do if you personally won that money, won that 50K? What would you
If
do with
I won 50K right now,
it? Mm-hmm.
first thing I would do with my 50K is open up a business. The first thing, like I'm gonna open up my boutique. I'm gonna launch it. It's already been in the works. I would launch it. I would give my mom some money, and whatever's left over, I'd go on vacation because my savings has been good. So I really just use that 50K. I open up my business. I'll do something, throw my mom some money because that's always my ultimate goal is to make sure my mom is good. And I would go on a vacation. To be honest.
Okay, and I know I keep asking these messy questions, and I know you're being really good about not being biased, and you're actually not very judgmental either. But I do gotta ask some messy question. Again, you might have to be a little bit vague so that you don't spoil anything. But who do you think is the least deserving person of that money?
Marty, if you don't know who that is, that's all that we need to know.
I know.
To be said, if you don't know who Marty is and we're 2 episodes into the freaking show, then if we know who Zeta is and we haven't met him and we don't know who Marty is and we're 2 episodes in, I have to say nothing else about the fucking person. Crickets.
Okay.
Casper, the ghost of Playboys past.
Who, if there was a season 4 and they told you, Khalil, you are going to be the person to cast 7 people, you could pick anybody from now that's CV. Who would you pick? Who are you including you? So who are your other 6 people?
Playboy season 4, me, Zeta, Kai Banks from season 2, okay. Kobe from season 2, Katari from my season, Tay, and Red Ruby.
Where's Red Ruby from?
Season 2.
Okay. Ruby. I didn't watch too much of season 2.
His name is either Red Ruby, or something, but I like him.
Okay.
And that will be my people.
Now, I know we're only 2 episodes in, but I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to probably have you back so near the end of the season.
I gotta come back because I got to get into this dinner tea. Like, I got to get into that dinner tea because that's my favorite episode, and I got to get into that dinner tea. Like, no shade. I'm no longer being nice. I'm no longer being humble. And the energy that I have for the first 2 episodes will not be like this for episode 3. I'm telling you that now. Once episode 3 comes out and I see exactly what the fuck went down episode 3, my whole energy is changing. And the whole, like, politically correct answers and all of that, this is not that episode 3. I'm letting you know that now.
Well, just mark his words and we're going to have him back for sure. And also because I want to know if your answer is going to change to this question by like the end of the season. What currently in your mind right now is your hit list for the reunion, if you have one? And who do you think is coming for you as well?
That's the thing. I am very fortunate enough to never have to have a hit list because I'm always the hit list. Ooh. I'm always the hit list. Everybody is going to have me on their list. So I don't have to make a list of who I'm going to get because I bet you when you ask anybody else from this cast who's on their hit list, blah, blah, Khalil, and Khalil, or Khalil first, you know. So I don't have to sit here and give a list of names. Everybody who touched me once will have to touch me again probably, you know, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have me on their list. You feel me? So we just have to see. I don't really have no hit list for the reunion. Just run it up or whoever. You see the show, it's House A versus House B. So it's really, it's no particular beef with anybody. It's whatever with whoever, whenever. That's just how the whole season is. And we're not going to change it now. We're going to ride the rest of it out. We started it like that. We're going to finish it like that. It's been see a bitch, get a bitch.
Okay, you sticking with your house.
Yeah, we did that. We did it the whole season. How are we going to change now?
Is there anybody, or you're in House B?
House A.
House A, sorry. Is there anybody from House B that you would like to pull into House A? Or it's just like, fuck that entire fucking house?
Entire house. If I could pull one person, though, I would have pulled Ken Blocks into House A. So we could have tore that ass up in our house. Come over here, bitch. And we would have tore your ass up in our house, bitch.
I was like, oh, y'all made it.
We would have tore that bitch up in our house. I would have brought Ken over here.
Just so he was like easily accessible?
Easy access. I'm tired of you being with the bitches and the bras and we can't get to you. We need you in House A and then send you over there, like how they did with Mac. They fought Mac and then sent him over. We should have fought and sent over.
Speaking of how far apart was it? Like a 30-minute drive between each houses? Were you guys super close? Could you like
We were so
sneak
close
over
that we
and
didn't
run
even know
over?
it was that close. We were like 5 minutes away.
So
We
y'all could
realized,
have snuck over and ran over there.
well, they took us to their house by accident one day, and that's when we knew we were so close. Because we're like, wait, this is not our house. And the sprinter drive, it was the whole thing. Oh my God, that's a whole other thing. But it was
Okay.
the sprinters. It was a mix up with sprinters, and they took us to their house, and we realized,
Okay.
oh my God, we're so close.
And that's funny because watching the footage, I'm pretty sure I know what day that is. But anyways, if there was any other show aside from Playboys on Now That's TV that you could be a part of, what would it be? If there is one.
Greek life, we need that back. I would definitely do Deja Vu. I would do any of the co-ed shows. And I actually can't wait for us to get a Playboys All-Star. I see it against the Young and Reckless All-Star, and they only got 3 seasons. So what's that team?
I think there
What's
needs to
that
be a
team? Because
male.
Playboys got 3 seasons. So where's our All-Star season? So we could do all the Playboys from all the season 1 through 2, 3, and bring us on for challenges.
Okay, I think there needs to be a male academy also, and just a second academy
For
in general.
sure.
Like,
That would be so dope. A male academy hosted by a dope gentleman or somebody that can help us out. I feel like that'd be dope. I actually think that's a great idea. You
do
should.
you think it would actually work? Do you think people would actually listen and try to better themselves, or do you think it would just be a shit?
I mean, I would. I would love to get some etiquette lessons, I guess, on how we can be gentlemen.
I can
You know,
see you actually putting your best effort into that as well.
I would
You should
definitely
like,
put my effort into the academy if they
yeah.
did it for the boys. I think that'd be dope. One thing I love about Now That's TV is that they keep refreshing show content.
Mhm.
Like the show concepts are always fresh. It's always something that's like, ooh, like nobody ever thought of that. So I would love for them to do the male academy. That'd be dope. Like a G's to
Okay.
J vibe. I would love that.
Um, Now I think that's all the questions that I got. So I want to give you some time to do a little outro, say something to your fans, to your supporters. Don't acknowledge the haters. Hopefully you don't have many people that are just being ignorant and DMing you stupid shit. So um
Whatever. I
yes,
really
say whatever you want to your fans.
want to thank you for
Of course.
chopping it up. I hope this is not our last time chopping it up. I love this kind of conversation about the show. I could talk about the show forever. Like I was there. I love it. So I love that we can have this type of talk, and I would love to have more of this dialogue about future episodes, especially as the season gets deeper into the stuff that I really want to talk about. Like you feel me? Like this, the first 2 days stuff is so beyond me. Like I'm worried about I'm where we left off at. So like I'm worried about the later episodes. But to my supporters or anybody that's just rocking with me in general, I just want to thank you and for accepting me with an open heart. And if you haven't yet, I'm okay. It's episode 2. We still have a whole season to go. I do not go anywhere until the end, so I have the whole season to go. And I really just ask that y'all continue to just watch me with the open heart. Like you feel me? Don't go in it with anything that you've heard or any preconceived notions. Watch the show and decide how you feel about me from the footage that you see and the confessionals that you see and the things that you see on the show. And I'm accepting whether that's good or bad. If you rock with me, I thank you. And it means a lot. I don't mind. I ain't ducking nothing, win, lose, or be confused. And the season is gonna keep progressing and it's gonna be really, 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 really good. And I can't wait for y'all to see next week's episode of Playboys Miami.
Well, this will definitely not be our last discussion because I've already, as we've been speaking, I love your energy and just the way that you even narrate what's happening and your train of thought. Like you said, you're not biased. The fact that you even said positive things about people that fought you, I can really respect that and appreciate that. So I do want to have, if possible, like other Playboys hop on and tell their point of view and their from their perspective. But let me tell you, if there are times where I cannot get somebody for an episode, just consider yourself like the co-host of this after show, so we can chop it up and you can help me narrate what's happening on the episodes because I think you're great for it.
All
You
right,
need to
bet.
start like you need to start a podcast or something.
I do want to do my own reviews of Playboys. I'm about to start doing them. I'm about to start doing them for sure. I'm gonna review this episode that just came on because I'm not in it that much, so it could be
Right.
it's better for me to like talk about the episode that I'm not in. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a review of the episode. Thank you for saying that because I am.
Yeah,
I'm
of
gonna do it
course.
all
Well,
for
tell
me.
them where they can follow you on Instagram if they don't follow you yet. Be sure to plug any other social media that you have that you want them to follow you at. If you have a website, if you want to plug your other businesses, let them know where they can find you.
Well, guys, my Instagram is that's so Khalil, ThatSsokhalil with 1 underscore. My Twitter is Sleaze Mirage, and my TikTok is That's So Khalil. I go live on TikTok a lot, so TikTok is That's So Khalil, and my Instagram, excuse me, That's So Khalil. Yeah, those are my social medias. Follow me, like my posts. I'm always posting and talking, and I'm gonna be doing reviews on TikTok about the show. My heart, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you. And I'm gonna definitely be watching your after shows and your reviews. So yeah, guys, be sure to follow Khalil. Follow me on Instagram at Don't Touch My Hair. I promise I'm gonna be trying to get more content out on YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna
These
get him to
after
get more
shows.
content out. He's gonna start interviewing. He's gonna come from behind the scenes.
Be bringing Khalil back too.
You want to come from behind the scenes, like so. Let's get you behind the scenes. Like you have great questions, like and you know what you're talking about,
Thank
and you're
you.
like we're the same with the reality TV thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, come get that tea.
Yeah. And the fact that he's a BGC fan, he watches all the real world shows like that. I love that because there are so many people that we bring on here and they're too young to even remember those shows. And I'm like,
They don't,
those were the
they don't know
beginning,
where
those were
this
the blueprint of reality TV. All right. Well, thank you again so much. And I hope you have a good night. I'm excited to have you back next time.
All right, thank you.
All right. Have a good night.